Good morning, everyone. It's 9:35, February 22nd, 2024, and the meeting of the Libraries, Education, and Neighborhoods Committee will come to order. I'm Maritza Rivera, chair of the committee, and I also want to give an apology to anyone who was logged in online. We were having technology issues in chambers, and so just started a few minutes late. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Wu,
Present.
Councilmember Hollingsworth,
Present.
Councilmember Moore, Councilmember Morales,
Here.
Councilmember Rivera. We have 4 council members present.
Thank you. There is one item on today's agenda. It is a briefing from the Office of Immigrant and Refugee Affairs, led by Director Hamdi Mohammed. If there are no objections, the agenda will be adopted. Hearing no objections, the agenda is adopted. We'll now open the hybrid public comment period. Public comments should relate to items on today's agenda and within the purview of this committee. Clerk, how many speakers are signed up today?
We have 1 person in person and nobody remote.
The public comment period will be moderated in the following manner. The public comment period is up to 20 minutes. Speakers will be called in the order in which they registered. Each speaker will have 2 minutes. Speakers will alternate between 5 in person and then 5 remote, although we don't have any remote today, until the public comment period has ended. Speakers will hear a chime when 10 seconds are left of their time. Speakers' mics will be muted if they do not end their comments within the allotted time to allow us to call on the next person. The public comment period is now open, and we will begin with the first speaker on the list.
Jeff Healy, please.
Oh, I was going to say that I think that the new light rail should be where the current Goodwill is in the International District, and I don't think they've investigated that. And I don't want to see the International District where I guess there's a lot of refugees. What?
So
Did someone say
this
something?
issue is not related to this committee.
It is, though, because there's lots of refugees that are going to be displaced if they put the light rail station where they've discussed putting it. That's why I think it's related. I don't know.
Okay.
If there's refugees living there that would be displaced, I feel like it's relevant to refugees. Is that okay?
You can continue this time.
That's why I think that they should put the new light rail where the current Seattle Goodwill is. They haven't discussed that or looked into that, as far as I know. And that way they wouldn't displace any more refugees or immigrants by erasing more of Chinatown. But also, I just want to say that I think that anyone who makes more than $200,000 a year for working for Amazon should be able to vote in Seattle.
Again, that issue's not within the purview of this
I
committee.
think because those people, anybody who can't vote is an immigrant. That's why I think it's relevant, because I think maybe 20% of Amazon employees that make more than $200,000 a year are immigrants actually and can't vote currently. So that's why I thought it was relevant. Is that fair? She said, I don't want to break rules, but do you think that the fact that those people are immigrants that can't vote to make more than $200,000 a year, isn't it relevant to them to say that?
There's no back and forth, sir. Go ahead and speak your comment.
Oh yeah, that's 20 seconds. Oh yeah. So yeah, all these people that are making so much money for the city in taxes that aren't allowed to vote, I feel like should be allowed to vote. So that's just what I wanted to say. Why did the timer go off, that thing? Is that like a warning? Oh, I like living in Tammytown, I also want to say. That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it. So now what you're going to want to do is
No,
sharing.
that was
Share next people.
great. There are no additional registered speakers, and we'll now proceed to our items of business.
Agenda item number 1, a briefing by the Department of the Office of Immigrant and Refugee Affairs.
Thank you for being here, Director Mohammed, Deputy Director and Ms. Salgar. We appreciate your time. Please introduce yourselves for the record, and then you can begin your presentation.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair and honorable members of the council and committee. My name is Hamdi Mohammed, and I am the director of the Office of Immigrant and Refugee Affairs. I have Shelpa Salgar joining me here today that will be helping with kind of manage the slides. And we have a thorough presentation for you all. I have also provided copies of our office's strategic plan that covers the years of 2023 throughout 2026. And so I'm happy to answer any questions as we're presenting today. Just before I begin and I get into the overview of our office in the next slides, I just wanted to formally introduce myself and share just a little bit about my background. I grew up in King County. I spent a chunk of my lifetime in the city of Seattle as well. I went to Bailey Gassard Elementary School. I'm a Chief South graduate, also a two-time Husky. Both my undergrad and graduate degrees are from the University of Washington. And I also came to this country as a 3-year-old refugee from Somalia. And so the work of this office is both personal for me and professional. I've carried the immigrant and refugee portfolio and issues of immigration for over the last decade and have address those issues both at the local level, federal level, and state. And so it's an honor to be able to serve in this role and to serve the residents of Seattle. Next slide. So a little, there it goes, the slides are working. The Office of Immigrant and Refugee Affairs was established in 2012 through a City of Seattle ordinance. And there was a lot of advocacy that came from community organizations, that came from residents of Seattle. And the purpose of the office was to strengthen relationships between Seattle City Council, Seattle government, and community members, and to increase accountability for our immigrant and refugee communities, and for advocates to be able to have a place where they could push for policies that really center the voices of our immigrant and refugee communities. Today, the office coordinates efforts centered around equity and access, similar to many of our departments in the city of Seattle. Our immigrant and refugee communities are an important fabric of our city of Seattle. They add to the economy, they start businesses, they're essential workers, they fill labor shortages. And just to share a little bit of data, in 2019, there was over 50,000 immigrant entrepreneurs in the city of Seattle area. In 2019, $12.7 billion was paid in taxes by our immigrant communities in the city of Seattle. And Seattle's immigrant population actually has grown to 47% from 2000 to 2020. 2020 is what the data shows, and over 140,000 Seattle residents actually report being foreign-born. And with that said, there's still a lot of many challenges that these communities face, whether it's accessibility, transportation issues. If you've ever been to the DMV and you've thought that was hard and complex, just think about what being a limited English speaker may be and trying to navigate our bureaucracies and government agencies. And so to have an office that can help streamline those processes and help provide a place where these communities can thrive is exactly what our office is trying to do. And we do that through the programs that we develop in the office, through policy advocacy, both at this Seattle level and at the state level, and federal policies that we also push for, and then engaging directly with our community members. We make sure that we're listening first and that we're talking to the residents of Seattle to make sure that the policies that we advocate for are in alignment with their needs and that it's addressing today's challenges. We are a small but mighty office, as you can see. We only have 12 FTEs in the office and an annual budget of $6.4 million. And some of those dollars come from the general fund. And there's other dollars that we go for that comes from the state. And so we're always looking for grant opportunities and trying to be savvy and innovative as a small office to also find additional dollars that can support the programs that we are running to serve the residents of Seattle. Next slide.
And Director Mohammed, just for the folks that might be watching on Seattle Channel, FTEs are full-time employees.
That's correct.
So 12 FTEs are 12 full-time employees.
I'm becoming a bureaucrat and just dropping abbreviations.
No worries.
Thank you. And then here are our 6 priority areas. I could probably spend this entire presentation talking about each of those priority areas that we have, but I will hone in on a couple of them. For us, the regional and cross-departmental collaboration has been an area of focus, breaking down silos. We know the needs of immigrants and refugees cut through departments, and so really we look to other departments to find opportunities to partner and to make sure that they're also addressing the needs of the community. And some of those examples are we have collaborated with the Office of Economic Development. We have a position right now through our office, through the payroll expense tax, that focuses on workforce development, that we've done that in partnership with the office. And so that person also provides guidance and support to OED as well. We have also stood up a Immigrant Safety Access Network program, and that's a victim support program. We've seen a number of homicides in the city of Seattle. We've seen that impact directly our young immigrant community members, whether they're first generation or their parents are limited English speakers or immigrants themselves. And so often we're talking to Seattle Police Department when those incidents happen and trying to coordinate to make sure that we are being the most responsive. And then that cross-departmental collaboration, we also see that happening at the state level. You all recently had a number of migrants that showed up to the Seattle chambers, and our office has been facilitating discussions at the state level to make sure that we're coordinated in our response, and a lot of the migration issues are a federal issue and a humanitarian issue, and so our office facilitates those discussions to make sure that we're addressing that from a local level, but collaborating nationally as well. Our office is also part of a coalition of nearly 200 U.S. mayors and county executives. It's called Cities for Action. And it's the mayors, it's coalitions made up of mayors, but our office serves on that coalition as a member on behalf of the mayor. The other thing that we have focused on is economic recovery. COVID-19 impacts have been significant to our immigrant and refugee communities. While unemployment rates may be low, those data is not cross-cutting when you look at unemployment rates for our immigrant and refugee populations. And so being intentional around how we make investments in recovering from the pandemic and making sure both our small business communities have the support that they need, and also that workforce has the needs that they need. Welcoming refugees, I think this might be an area of interest that I just wanted to share. The United States has had a long tradition of being a welcoming place for those who are fleeing persecution and violence around the world. Since 1975, Washington State actually has welcomed over 150,000 refugees from 70 different countries. And there's differences between our immigrant, refugee, and migrant populations. But for refugees, these are people who are abroad, who are fleeing persecution, and the United Nations identifies them. And when they identify them, they connect them to the U.S. Resettlement Agency, and they go through that process and they come here. There's about 20 million refugees around the world, and only 1% out of that 20 million actually end up leaving the country and coming into places like the U.S. and Europe, and so the numbers are really slim. Our office has been very responsive when it came to Ukraine refugees that arrived with the invasion of Russia, as well as Afghani refugees when the U.S. government has evacuated Afghanistan citizens and brought them into Seattle, and so we've led in the last 2 years in those efforts too, and coordinating, working with our resettlement agencies to provide them resources and also help those folks integrate in our region. I will move us to the next slide. So you guys have a copy of our strategic plan. I won't go into all of it, but really that gives you a thorough overview of the policy programs and the initiatives that we are pushing for and where our focus will lie in the next few years. The other thing that I wanted to share is we are currently working on a report, research around workforce development and economic development, the impacts for our immigrant and refugee populations. I hope I come back in front of you all, and once that report is out, and be able to present. We're looking at the labor shortages, increasing employment opportunities for our immigrant and refugee populations, the economic trends that have impacted the immigrant workers and professionals, and we're analyzing regional labor markets and identifying key barriers to career mobility, and we work with our Department of Labor Standards, Office of Economic Development, but really the report will have a very focus on immigrant and refugee needs. And as of right now, there's been over 45 individuals who've participated in the development of that report, including professors from the University of Washington, local unions here, our tech companies and so forth. And so we hope to be able to provide a comprehensive report, and maybe there will be some recommendations in there that you guys may or may not choose to adopt. So I'm looking forward to that and bringing that back.
Do you have a timeline for that report, Director?
It will be completed, I would say, before the third quarter of this year. Yeah,
Thank you.
no problem. Next slide. So here's our 6 programs that we have in our office that I would like to just provide an overview on. It's language access, our citizenship program, Ready to Work, that focuses on workforce development. If we go to the next slide, I can go into each one of those. Our language access program is really centered around equity. I think when the pandemic hit, especially, we realized those who have disabilities, those who are limited English speakers, really need to be able to access information that is timely. And we saw that really, we've been advocating for it for many years, but we saw it play out, how it could have a negative impact. And we're very proud of our language access program. It works with over 25 city departments, and we've translated over 2.3 million words. And we do that with community translators, and it's a program that is centered around partnerships, is working with translators, working with multiple departments, and making sure that information is not only being translated, but that we're using also plain language, right? That the materials that you're translating meets the needs of your audience as well. And one of the things that we have utilized is a technology called SmartCat, which is basically a cloud-based translation system. And I'm happy to bring back the data to you all, but what we're seeing is when the whole entire city uses the SmartCat system, it's like a memory bank tool. What it ends up doing is it's cost savings for the city, because not each department is translating the same thing and then that material is lost. But the SmartCat system allows you to capture those terminologies, and the next time you go in there to provide translation for a particular document, it can identify the different words, and so it makes the whole process of translation move a lot quicker, and ultimately it saves city departments dollars, which I think we all like, in a tough budget year. And so this is one of those programs that does that, and we look at the top tier languages. There's over 150 languages spoken in the Seattle public schools, and those top languages include Somali, Vietnamese, Cantonese, Amharic, as well as Oromo. And so there are a large group of people who are speaking other languages outside of English in our city, and so making sure that we're addressing their needs is a priority of this program. I'll move us along. So our office has 2 citizenship programs. It's the New Citizenship Program and the New Citizenship Campaign, which I'll get into next. They focus on providing citizenship to eligible residents in partnership with our community-based organizations. In 2022, under Mayor Harold's leadership, we did renew our commitment to citizenship for our office and to continue to move this work forward. We held a press conference in partnership with the National Naturalize 2 Million by 22 campaign press conference in Seattle, and that was in partnership with Cities for Action, or Cities for Citizenship, C4C, and the National Partners for New Americans organization. And our new citizenship program partners with 10 community-based organizations throughout King County, and the majority of the funds for this particular program actually comes from Washington State's Department of Social Health and Services. And so, and there's a little bit of dollars that we cover. We can move on to our next program. There's about 100,000 immigrants and refugees living in King County who are eligible to become citizens today, and this campaign was put in place to help make that process easier. One of the things that we know is in the city of Seattle, we have our partners through these 2 programs. We have helped 32,600 applications through this to help people apply for citizenship and be able to get their documents submitted. And over 16,000 applications were submitted collectively through these two programs. And studies indicate that naturalization has a direct correlation with increasing spending power in our region. When we calculate our work between these two programs, what we see is it has led to approximately $56 million increase in spending power for newly naturalized Seattle residents. And each naturalized citizen increases their annual income, resulting in about 3,200 additional spending power. And research from 2023 also shows that there's about 22,646 eligible legal permanent residents, LPRs, who are eligible to become citizens, and their annual income, if they did become citizens, would increase, and that would add an additional $72.5 million spending power in our city alone.
Director Mohammed, the 32,600 applications, is that in over what period of time? Do you know?
Since the establishment, so I would go back to like 2015, but NCP has been around before then. It came from the Department of Human Service, HSD, Department of Human Services. And so that date might be back, but NCP was established in 2015, I believe.
Thank you.
I can get you that exact data. Okay, and then I can move us along to the next one. So our Ready to Work program has been established in 2015, and the goal of this program is really to help people become job ready, to give them the skills that they need to add to our economy and become self-sufficient. And their participants in this program go from not speaking English or struggling with English, not being able to find employment, to moving on and having full-time jobs and being able to become self-sufficient. In 2016, the U.S. Department of Labor and the National Skills Coalition highlighted Ready to Work as a national best practice model for leveraging workforce funding to support immigrant integration in the labor force. And Ready to Work has served in its time 239 participants just in 2023 alone. So, and we have about over 10 community-based organizations that we partner with to support this program and help keep it move it forward. And we're also looking at, I shared earlier, we're doing some studies and research to look even closer at workforce development. And we think that these are some of the ways that we could also address some of the challenges that we see today with migrants. So many of them are job ready, and they're not able to have their employment authorization card because maybe they haven't submitted an asylum application. But whatever it may be, when you talk to a lot of our migrant communities or our immigrant refugee communities, they are trying to find pathways to permanent jobs, quality jobs, and these programs help do that, and ultimately they end up contributing to the Seattle economy. I'll move us along to the next program. Then we have Legal Defense Program. In 2017, in partnership with the City of Seattle and King County, we established the first legal defense network. And this was really in response to the increase of anti-immigrant rhetoric we were seeing on the national level, immigration enforcement that we know ultimately, no matter how you feel about it, cities are providing services locally to community members. And when people fear going to government agencies, locally it has a negative impact for everybody. People are not able to access health services or city services, or not even be able to report crimes against themselves. And so as a city, we have made a commitment to making sure that people feel safe here locally and that they feel like they can access their government services here locally. And I think based on those values, you saw that this legal defense network get established. From the federal, we see our immigration system is very broken at the federal level, and they're struggling to find a pathway. And I think on both sides of the aisle, they would say that the immigration system is broken, and finding the appropriate solutions is the struggle that we see them going through today. the immigration system today really, it's a civil law system, it's a civil system and not a criminal system, but what we do see that it operates like a criminal system, and so you see individuals that are detained, arrested, showing up to court hearings in jumpsuits and things like that, or you'll see like a 3-year-old child who is in a court proceeding and having to represent themselves, and they don't have access to attorneys in the same sort of way that you have the right to have access to an attorney in a criminal proceeding. And so this program partners with our local organizations in making sure that children have access to legal services when they're going through these really challenging times. And through the program, we've seen over 100, just in 2023, over 160 people have received direct representation. And if I can just say, our undocumented immigrants contribute billions of dollars into our federal tax systems today, annually through payroll taxes that they pay for, sales taxes and other forms. And according to estimates by the Social Security Administration, in just one given year, payments from unauthorized workers accounted for approximately $12 billion in tax revenues for Social Security alone. And these are federal dollars and federal funding and programs that they actually do not benefit from. And so I think this program is it's a unique program. It's a partnership with the county, and we have seen successes where families are able to stay together and children are able to have representation in that immigration legal court proceedings. Move us to the next one. Immigrant Safety Access Network. This is a pilot program that we have in the office right now. It's in partnership with King County as well. So we've gotten last year $100,000 from King County advocating and talking to them and figuring out, well, how do we coordinate and how do we partner? And so we were able to stand this program up as a pilot program, really in response to the increase of homicide cases in the city of Seattle and what we were hearing from our immigrant and refugee communities. Navigating the system is really complex when someone loses a relative. We have people who are from all faith groups, similar to our Jewish and Muslim community members. If someone dies, their burial process is supposed to happen in a 48-hour process, and 48 hours is not a lot of time to work with the King County Examiner's Office. And so we have been able to stand up this pilot program to provide victim support to those families who are going through that moment of crisis, of providing them with language access, translation services, and also it gives our office the opportunity to partner with Seattle Police Department in coordinating. So when they respond to something, there's so many times that unfortunately I have accompanied Police Chief Diaz and the mayor meeting with family members who have lost their loved ones to gun violence, and it allows for know your rights, bystander interventions, things like that our nonprofit organizations are serving. So it's a very unique program. Through this program, the nonprofit organizations, including our office, have been able to respond and provide assistance to the hookah bar shooting that you guys recall. Recently, even the kid who lost his life across the street from Chief South High School. We've been working with the family, and the community-based organizations who are part of this network have been responding to provide support. And I even got a call last night. We do have a Seattle resident, a young person, I think in the age of 17 years old, who's at Harborview today and is deceased, and their family is needing services, and the parents are limited English speakers and need to be able to figure out how do they do the burial process. And so we really stood this up, recognizing that there is a real need today, and we're learning a lot from this pilot program. And some of our metrics for success that we're looking at is how many people are being served, how many languages have we been able to serve them in, how quickly are we responding. And so we're tracking some of that and hope to make it a permanent program once we have some of those results. And then the last program that we have is our Ethnic Media External Affairs. This is honestly a program that has been able to become self-sufficient, I guess you could say in some ways, because now what we're seeing is a lot of our departments are participating and communicating with our ethnic media groups. Obviously, there's a lot of room for improvement there, but really it's recognizing the fact that over 30% of Seattle's population is classified as linguistically isolated by the U.S. Census Bureau. I'm sure the new data, those numbers are even higher today. And linguistically isolated is a household lacking English-speaking individuals over the age of 14 or proficient in a non-English is a non-English speaker. And so the ethnic media program is ensuring that we are partnering with our local news outlets, agencies that, not the typical news outlets that you think of, but our smaller ones, and making sure that we are being intentional and making sure that they have the information from the city of Seattle to get out to their residents. We know a lot of our immigrant and refugee communities get their information from word of mouth, or they get it from news outlets that they trust, and they look to their trusted community to be able to find information. And so identifying who are those news outlets, who are those community agencies who are running a blog or something else, and that we're being intentional to get information out quickly. And I think the pandemic is another one of those that underscored that need, where we wanted everybody to mask up quickly, get inside, things like that. And our ethnic media organizations and groups really helped with that response. That concludes my slides. I want to just say thank you so much for inviting us to present here today. I'm happy to take any questions. Again, the work of this office we're a small but mighty team, and everyone who's on my team is super passionate. There's so much lived experience in our office, so many folks who identify as immigrant and refugees or who have parents who are immigrants and refugees. And so I think I constantly have to remind my team, like, take a break, we can get back at this tomorrow or whatever it may be. And so I also want to thank them for their public service to the city of Seattle. This work can't happen with just a director. It takes an entire team to do it. So I just wanted to take a moment to say that, and thank you all for inviting us.
Thank you, Director Mohammed, for your presentation, very thorough presentation on the work of the office. I really appreciate your passion and the team's passion. I've been lucky enough to meet members of the team in the past. Really appreciate the work. And, I want to share, thank you for sharing your personal story. And I want to share that this work is also personal to me, as you and I have shared in the past. Spanish is my first language, and I remember starting school not speaking English. And so I recognize the importance of ESOL programs, both for kids and adults, so that they, are successful, throughout life and in this country. It's important to learn the language so that you can be successful in the workforce and in school. And so I really appreciate all the efforts that OIRA does in that effort. And I'll also, there's so much here that I can really tout about and support, but on the ethnic media, I remember, Spanish language television was what how we got our news in our home as well. So I understand the importance of ethnic media in all this work in order to get the communication out to community from the city. So I really appreciate that work, and obviously the Legal Defense Network and some of the other programs that you all are doing. So really want to thank you for that personally and professionally. Do my colleagues have any questions?
I did share, Rivera. Is that okay?
Councilmember Hollingsworth.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Director Mohammed, for being here. Great presentation. I just had a question. Could you go into a little bit of detail how you all work with the county and the state and other surrounding cities with the work that you do in collaboration with the other government agencies?
Yeah, I'm happy to share that. Thank you for that question. Really, it's relational. It's being able to pick up the phone and communicate with them. There are, for instance, right now with the migrant response, we did stand up an intergovernmental task force, and I chair that task force with Sarah Peterson, who works for the Department of DSHS at the state level, the state's Human Services Department. And together we co-chair it. She runs all of the immigrant refugee affairs at the state, and I'm doing it at the city of Seattle. And so there's about maybe 40 government employees who participate in that intergovernmental task force, and we meet regularly on Fridays, and we're comparing notes, we're comparing information, we're talking about the different fundings that are available at the state, fundings that are coming out of the county, and where the greatest needs are. And so it's those discussions, as well as we coordinate in meeting with our community members as well. And so there are a number of immigrant advocacy groups that have been stood up in response to the migrant issues, and organizations who've been around for a very long time. And so both Sarah and I have been facilitating discussions with them and reporting back to those intergovernmental task force teams. And then at the national level with Cities for Action, for instance, they have steering committees that we have been a part of. And so what we see is things that are happening in different states end up trickling down to the city of Seattle. And so when we can get ahead of some of those issues or policy changes that we're seeing at the border or at the federal level. And so those discussions at the national level also help us in being intentional with our responses, to be able to say, okay, we think this might be an issue for the city of Seattle. How do we coordinate our dollars? And that's the other big thing that we do is trying to leverage our coordination of our dollars. We think that we can make our dollars go further if we have collaboration with the county or the state. So you see the Immigrant Safety Access Network, we had the county contribute $100,000 to that. So that's in coordination. Our office is taking lead, but we report back out to them as well. And so there's so many lines and boundaries. We have so many of our immigrant refugee communities who work in Seattle but live in South King County, right? And so we think that having those collaboration helps us, and it helps stretch our small dollars in our office as well.
Amazing. And then just a comment I saw during the theory of change piece, the economic opportunity piece, which I love because it's always about economic mobility. And I know that a lot of our immigrant communities, they start phenomenal small businesses, which is the staple to a lot of their families and income, and creating that. And they were ravaged during COVID. And so I'm sure you all work with our Office of Economic Development and other different ways in which we can continue to uplift them and make sure that they're successful in creating that generational wealth for their families. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilmember Hollingsworth. Councilmember Wu?
Yes, I don't have any questions, but I do have a comment, and thank you for all the work that you do. I see you constantly in community and out throughout anywhere from happy situations and very tragic situations. I know that's very hard too, but thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you so much.
If there are no further questions, looking to see if Councilmember Morales had a hand up, but she doesn't, we will adjourn the meeting. I want to thank you again, Director Mohammed, for this great presentation. The council appreciates your time. This concludes the February 22nd, 2024 meeting of the Libraries, Education, and Neighborhoods Committee. Our next committee is scheduled for Thursday, March 7th, 2024 at 9:30 a.m. It is 10:13. If there is no further business, this meeting will adjourn. Hearing no further business, it's 10:13 and this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.